all present here today, a very good evening. Firstly, I must apologize, I am running late. This project, this presentation is more relevant for the second session. But then, as I will proceed, you will find that it does has element of almost all the sessions which are slated for today. The Safe City project is an initiative. It's not a project, ICT project per se. It is more of an experiment. It is a test of self-belief also in many respects. It's a change of organizational culture. And it is, as it progresses, it has literally become a black hole where everything related to technology is now being sucked into it. Simply because it has been designed in such a fashion that it's both holistic and runs in parts, as I proceed you will see. The need for this project actually emerged in post-CWG Commonwealth Games 2010, where we suddenly realized that the organization per se had a negative connotation to technology. The natural tendency within Delhi Police was to actually reject technology. With human potential stretching to its limits, we suddenly realized that in order to be more efficient, we had no other option but to adopt technology in a big way. So this project actually treats technology as a product, almost like a toothpaste or a brush or a soap. And we are now positioning technology, selling technology within the organization, so that a need for it actually emerges from within. Until unless we find that a need emerges from within the organization, our initiatives are not going to succeed. So this project, while being an ICT project, is a test of organizational culture within the department. And it is moving ahead. We move ahead, come back, move ahead again. It's almost, it's going on in fits and starts. But yes, it is progressing. Now, what are the objectives? The first objective of this was to use technology as a facilitator. See, most of our investigating officers are not using technology to assess them in their job. So the first objective was to use technology as a facilitator in crime prevention and detection. Then the other problem was that all our information was in separate silos. The organizational culture was such that they were not ready to part away with their control over information. So this project seeks to actually seamlessly integrate all isolated silos of information. And integration of disparate systems is another major objective of this particular project. Institutional strengthening, where we want to automate all repetitive jobs first of all, and try to minimize the roles of checks and balances and inspections. Then improvement of citizen-centric services, where we intend to provide better services to citizens of the city. That is why the name of this project, the project is actually titled Safe and Secure Delhi, Leveraging Technology for Better Policing. Now what we have already done, we have already deployed about 5,200 odd cameras from an expenditure of 380 crores. The third phase is going on, where technical evaluation is being conducted. We have our own fiber lane in the city, which carries all our email services, videos, video conferencing, and all batch management, data, voice, everything is on our own fiber. We have an integrated command control center. This started off as a pilot project. It's a small command control center, but we are able to see all the video feeds at this particular location, police headquarters. Our Safe City actually seeks to expand this particular command control center. This is the schema of the CCTV. This is the schema of the CCTV. This is the schema of the CCTV deployment, where all our CCTV feeds follow what is known as a distributed architecture. We have a local control station at the marketplace, followed by a main control center at the police station, and all feeds from the police control station to the C4I moves on our own fiber. It is a project which is self-sufficient. It has a support structure for 10 years and complete power backup at every level. So it never goes off per se. All our criminal record is now online. We have started an advanced project on this, where we are now deduplicating and sanitizing our databases. This project is already on. So most of our criminal record is now online, available to each and every one of our officers. We have automated fingerprint system, Chris working. We are using it. It's a mature technology, mature system, and we are using it very effectively in our investigations. We have ANPR, traffic has gone completely paperless. We have an e-challan system in traffic. We have a mobile forensic van to handle forensics. And we have ZipNet where we share information with all our neighboring states. Now, when we actually started on the Safe City project, we did what is known as a gap analysis. We found that although data was there, we were lacking as far as providing information on the move to police officers are concerned. We lacked any resource or any means to actually access information when we actually required it. Suppose you are standing on the road and you seek some information, we had no way of getting that information. So that became a bottleneck for us. When we found that we were seriously lacking as far as video analytics facilities were concerned, cyber forensics facilities were concerned, so on and so forth. Then we had no control over movement of vehicles within the city. If we are not tracking a vehicle, there was no way in which we can actually find out where that vehicle is gone. So our Safe City project actually tends to fill in these gaps. Last but not least is capacity building and training. We intend to completely overhaul our training requirements, training needs, and align the training needs within the police organization with needs of the time. It has 4 main components: I2S3, management system of traffic, other initiatives including the World Bank project. As I said, it's almost like a black hole. Everything else related to technology goes into other initiatives, and capacity building. This is the overall scenario where it's a schema of the whole thing, where we intend to integrate what is available with us. On the left, you can see the CCTVs. We intend to deploy high-end forensics, facial recognition, video analytics at all the entry points within the city. Integrate it to the police station, bring all the feed to the C4I, provide feeds to the local controllers, for example, the DCP office, the district chiefs. This C4I will be supported by a mobile command center. And we intend to have our new command control center with 2 walls. Ideally, one for the traffic wall on one side and one for the main command control center that is on the other side of the same building. This process has already been started. What you see on the right, where analytics and information sharing engine is basically an attempt. It's part of the World Bank project. It's an attempt where we intend to integrate almost all databases which we have and all the external databases on which we can get our hands on. We intend to implement it over a period of 2 years. As you said, as you have seen, most of our projects are already going on. Almost everything will run into phases. We have a pilot, we have phase 1, phase 2. Integration of existing solution is a key element. Then we have problem statements coming in, actually what we want technology to deliver. And we intend to use technology accordingly. This is the budget estimate. We have plenty of money coming in. I was just told today that the World Bank project has come through. The approval from MHA has already arrived. I have also told that part of the funding from Nirbhaya Fund, this is a special fund meant for women security, has also come in. And best of all, we are not dependent on this funding by the government. We have divided the project into multiple sub-projects. And even if we don't get the funds this time, we'll be able to push it through our regular funding only. So that is how we intend to go ahead with this. This is the project overview, which I am not touching upon. We have a big element of cyber security, then asset tracking, data integration, plus information security. We are now planning to have our own information security policy. Our officers will not be able to run around with databases from our information sources and in their pockets, on their pen drives, so on and so forth. We intend to prevent that and ensure that all the private as well as public hardware which are there in Delhi Police is accounted for, and on the information on those systems are also accounted for. These are some of the key statistics. Although it is saying 6,600 odd cameras, we are told that government has already jacked up to about 12,000 odd cameras. So we have another 12,000 odd cameras coming in. The traffic junction for 500. Although we are going ahead with the pilot first. Pilot will take care of only 2 corridors. I'm skipping this. This is the other initiative parts. Capacity building. What we have done is that we are now assessing our own present training methodologies. What are the shortfalls? We intend to come up with what is required in the future and how we are going to implement it. The entire gamut of capacity building and training is now going to be intended to change. The World Bank project, I'll try to skip this, basically has two components. The first is enterprise information integration solution, which is essentially a data warehousing solution, where we intend to integrate the various isolated silos of information into a central database. We have not tinkered as of now with the organizational culture. Everybody are there, they can control their own information, but we will be, without telling them, integrating it to a separate location. The workflows are not being integrated as of now. Then we are also coming up with an OSINT solution, that is open source intelligence solution. There will be a project, basically initiatives for women's safety. It's a big project big initiative of the government. Number of projects are going on as far as the Nirbhaya project is concerned, and we have just been told that some funding has also come through in this. Now, this is the present status of the project. We have a consultant on board for the next 3 years. There are certain proposals which are read, which our decisions are pending. In certain cases, we are at the process of technology selection, where we actually ask vendors to deploy technology in our existing systems, and then we only test it. We have evolved the ANPR system accordingly. Our ANPR system it emerges out of a lab from IIT Delhi. It is now a startup project for certain boys. It's a very cheap solution. Although the success rate of breeding runs to about 99% during the daytime, it drops to about 60% during the night time. However, the automatic database conversion is pretty less. It's about 60 to 70% during the daytime, about 10% during the night time, because of the issues of visibility and lack of clarity of the ANPR systems. We are experimenting different methodologies for implementing our solutions. We also intend to integrate what is known as private CCTV deployments into our main system, where you can pull in the feeds from the private vendors. So for example, you have private CCTV deployments in, say, a mall. If required, we should be able to pull it out. A survey right now is going on regarding all the private CCTV deployments within the city. We intend to make a manual out of it. Try to persuade people to deploy CCTV systems and storage facilities according to, which is synchronous to our systems, so that whenever some incident happens, we are able to take the feeds and do the analysis. This is again the activity, the present status of most of the activities. The World Bank project, our approval has been obtained, and we are now in the process of putting the tenders as far as our two main projects are concerned. Thank you very much.
Safe City project, and hope that with the project being implemented, Delhi will be a safer city, which is the lookout of almost everyone.